Don't you say it, I can't hear it. I get defensive when I think you're calling me out. But I don't scream, I don't shout. I seethe in my anger, I swallow my answers. I try to listen, but it's all bubbling out. Can you hear me now? What are we doing? I don't know. What are we doing? I don't know. But if you're telling me that you found me out, I hate to be the one to break the news, but you're late to the party. I've been dealing with myself my whole life. I know there's cracks, I know I'm not watertight. Did this have to be a fight? What are we doing? I don't know. But if you're telling me that you found me out, I
Hello everybody, welcome welcome to another episode of Tech On. I really appreciate you for being here. My name is Petra Verrugen, as you can see here on your screen, and I will be the host maybe of the show, but actually I'm not all by myself. I am with a lot of people that are part of the Producers Guild, and they're all here, so I am really looking forward to that. So today's show is actually something that I already, shows you a little bit during last week's video. It was a short video, but I want to get your feedback on it because it was for me one of the first times that I really produced a video and didn't want to make it very live but more polished. It meant it was a little bit short maybe, but I want your feedback to that, and that is something that will be coming very soon. So today I'm going to tell you something about why I have chosen for a gimbal and why I think it's important, and to show you what you can do with this gimbal is actually to show what can go wrong. So for example, this can go wrong. How cool would that be if this is not something that is going on, however that it's not that, but this is what happens in real life, so you're more in control. And that is really what I wanted to show you during this video, why I think it's good to have the possibility to know exactly where the person is that is presenting your talent or whatever you call it. But for further ado, let's start with the show. And of course, like always, we start the show with, of course, a quick welcome and check-in. So I would like to say hi to some people that are live on the Saturday evening, every Saturday at 7 p.m. Central European Time. If you live in the UK, that would be 6 p.m. If you live on the East Coast of the US, that will be thinking 1 p.m. And if you live on the West Coast, it will be 10 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. I might be 1 hour off, but it's definitely something that you can be here for. Then I want to very quickly talk about the impression video that I did last week, just to give me some feedback on, did you like it? What didn't you like? What did you like? So that I can make the next one even better. Also, I would like to then talk about, of course, the main topic, the main dish of the day. And then I'm going to very briefly talk about the video that I'm planning for next week, which I hope that will be also ready by in time to make that happen. So let's talk about the welcome and check-in. So let's go ahead and remove this one here and automation issue. There you go. All right. I see that MT is in the house. He says Guten Abend or good evening in German. Welcome at the show, MT. Really appreciate that. I also see that MT is making time of this where he can also eat some nice chicken teriyaki. I love chicken teriyaki. It's one of my favorite dishes. So yeah, welcome. I see Roland is also in the house. He says in Dutch, goedenavond or good evening. Really appreciate that. And of course, my dad is also in the house, and he's saying that enjoy the meal, basically to MT. Just a quick heads up. MT is he has a request for an event in Hamburg, and I'm really impressed. 2 or 3 days event, that is quite an achievement. Typically I have 1 day events, and I'm really already happy with that, but 2 days do occasionally happen also on my end, but not so much. So it's cool that you can do that. That's awesome. Let me see what I have more. Alrighty. I see that Veal is in the house. Welcome, Veal. Really appreciate you for taking the time on the Saturday evening. And also from Germany, hello and guten Abend from Stuttgart. From house, whatever. Yeah. Automatically translation there. Hey, Bill, what's going on? Welcome from the Windy City of the Chicago, Illinois. MT says, ask something. MT just got my Stream Deck and opened the box. Awesome. I love Stream Deck, and I actually also use the Stream Deck, and I can actually very briefly show that to you. Maybe. Yeah, I can. There you go. My Stream Deck is right there. There you can see it. All right. So let's go back to other people. Yeah, good question. My dad asks how's the snow going. So I'm also interested in that. There's a lot of snow in the east coast of the US at the moment. Graham is also in the house. Hi, I've missed the last couple of streams as I have been at work. Not this week though. Stuck at home with COVID. That's a bummer, Graham. That's really a bummer. Hopefully you have the Omicron and hopefully it's mild symptoms for you. But nevertheless, I hope that you get some enjoyment of today's show. And I really hope that you will get better as soon as you can. A lot of people are getting COVID these days. It's quite a dramatically thing. Roland says, shirt advertising. Yeah, okay. So this is my day-to-day job. I work for ASML, which is a Dutch company, and we produce machines that produce computer chips. So yeah, basically I'm making a bit of a commercial for that company. Without even knowing. Awesome. On TV channels says, good evening, Petra. Looking forward to tonight. We're just about to purchase the DJI RS2 Pro Kit, I think, on Amazon UK over the Xeon Crane 3S. Yeah, so let's show you today what you can expect if you purchase this one. I do believe that I have exactly that model, the Pro Combo that is. So I can show you exactly what's in the box and what you can expect. Also, from my use case, obviously, it might be that it's a little bit slightly different than your use case. So, yeah, let's see. My dad says, I think that she's showing where she's working. Yeah, I have an addiction there. I like my job, to be honest. I really do. MT says, my second Stream Deck is on its way, maybe arriving next week. Good to have a spare or extension. I think it's good to have an extension there, MT. I would love to have 2 of them or 3 of them or even more of them because I do think that this is great. Though, for my show here, having only one is more than plenty. Actually, I am considering to move this one, get rid of it here in the studio and modify that to the 15 buttons Stream Deck that I already have, and then use this one together with another one for my on location productions. That's where I really need to do Stream Decks, definitely. Graham says, I'm not feeling too bad, just bored with being stuck in a very small flat with a reasonable stock of beer, which helps a bit. Nice. Well, at least you're having a little bit of fun, right? It's I know that it's not what you would like to do, of course. All right. So that, my friends, was the check-in of today. So let's go back to the setup, and now that means that if you look at the roadmap, we're now talking we're talking about the impression video. So I would really like to know what you guys thought about the impression video of last week. I will tell you a little bit of a side story just to let you know how things went along and why it was so short, because it was only 4 minutes. What happened was that I made a video on it, and I didn't really like it. It was really it's like a live stream, right? And I was like, yeah, but if it's a live stream, I would rather do it right now. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. And I think this is very important. But I also wanted to give some other people that might want to have it a little bit more condensed, the possibility to have a bit of a feeling on what the possibilities are. Why was it so short? Basically, because I threw away the first version of it. The second version was also thrown away because I was like, I was not really happy with that. Until I was talking to some fellow creators, and they gave me a lot of inspiration, and that made it so that I could actually do it. Though because of time constraints, it was short to 4 minutes. But basically, these impression videos are really meant to well, give you an impression, obviously. Not so much a review video yet, because typically impression video is like, okay, I've got it out of the box. I've basically learned a little bit about what it can do. I have a use case which is very clear to me, but I cannot really review the object yet, because in my opinion, you can only really review a piece of gear if you have it for a certain amount of time. So that is the reason why that review could be later. Next to that, I wanted to basically to experiment with that. I think that it was cool, but I think that the sweet spot would be roughly between 8 or 10 minutes next time. But that's the way that I think about that video. Let me see. I've also had a small one that, of course, is always good to not to rip off your setup next every time. Saves a lot of work and heads. Yes, indeed, MT, 100% correct. So one of the reasons why indeed that I want to move this Stream Deck to the other side was indeed because I need it for my location set, and I indeed want to split it as much as I can. Good. All right. That is that part, and thank you so much. I just gave you a bit of an insight. Next to that, I of course want to talk about the main dish. And the main dish of today, what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to talk about what's in the box, what's in the DJI RS2 box. I'm going to do a quick recap of the use cases that I had. I actually already showed you what I showed you. Simulated what was the reason for purchasing it, one of the reasons at least, and then I want to build the kit live and show you what the problems are or how much time it takes. So it's not nicely packaged, it's really the way it is. And I will do a demo via my phone, and I have my phone actually connected to a cable to make sure that I can actually show it to you, because last time that I wanted to show you something via the phone on a piece of gear, I had to connect, of course, to that piece of gear via Wi-Fi, which meant that basically I could not show you anything. So that was a learning curve for me. So, all right, without further ado, let's go back. And Bill says, indeed, between a teaser and show and tell. Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. All right. So bear with me today. Today's going to be maybe a longer show than standard. But again, if you want to support the show, make sure to like this video. It's very important for the algorithm. So go ahead, guys, start liking this video so that we can really get the algorithm going. Also, please be active, comments, ask questions. And also, if you're new to this channel, please also consider subscribing, because that will help the channel as well. And if you really want to support the show, then of course you can also give a nice super chat. The super chats will all be combined in on an account, and from that account I will purchase something that is also to improve the show. So it's really labeled money, so to speak. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's talk about what's in the box. So as you've seen, I already have a new camera just for the sake of today installed. This is going to be maybe something permanent or not, I don't know yet, but this is basically the box that you can see right here, or sorry, the box is here. Let me get the box. Oh, of course I have already unboxed it. So this is what the front looks like, the Pro combo. That is what I've purchased, and basically it's very clean box. Not so much further to see, but the unboxing experience was really good. It was also something that was really well packaged, so it came directly from DJI, and I basically really liked it. So now it's time for this one. So let's go back to this one. All right, so this is the box. It's not a box. This is the case that it comes in with, and it has here a flap for some documentation. Not really using that for now, but if I open it up, you can see that it has here a lot of compartments. So in this compartment, there is a focus motor, so you can actually also incorporate a focus motor here. It comes with a these rails, and on the other side we have something that we really need. So the Raveneye, and so I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna talk very shortly about the Raveneye. So let's go to this angle right here. So this is the other way around. This is the Raveneye, and the Raveneye is actually a Wi-Fi device that allows the gimbal to see what the camera sees. So of course there are some gimbals that you have out there that are basically having the camera inside of it, but in this case the RS2 does not have a camera on it, but you can put basically any camera that you want on top of it. But of course, in order to have active tracking allowed, or maybe even some additional functionality, like for example, you want to put that gimbal on a tripod and you want to be a little bit further away from the gimbal so that you can control it remotely, then you can use your iPhone or your Android device to connect to this device right here, and from there you can then basically control it. And it does have also some antennas, so these antennas do extend like so. And it's also, and you will see that later, I will also make sure that those antennas are pointed away from the motor. That's based on the documentation that it has. Honestly, I've tried it without moving the antennas away, but basically it is also always working very nicely. It does come with a Wi-Fi password, of course. Standard password is also that I'm using for this video. I'm not even going to change it, because why should I, for this small set that I have? It's basically 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's right, that's the password. So there you go, now you know. I'm lazy. So that is the Raveneye for you right there. And then let's go back to the overhead shot. So again, we have also other things here, like for example, another rod right here, which I still don't use those. It's not really needed for me. And here you've got some clip-ons and organizational setups to oh yeah, this is for your lens. So if you have a big lens on the system, you can secure the lens and make sure that it does not wiggle if you're using the gimbal. Wiggle gimbal, nice. This is like a spacer that you can use, and an Allen wrench, etc. So there's a lot in there. And again, I'm not using a lot already, so this is basically the small pieces of gear. What we are definitely going to use today is a little tripod that it comes with. I'm going to show you what it looks like right here. So it comes with a nice DJI logo, and you can just open it up like any tripod, and basically that is the base of what we're going to use just in a few minutes. What we're also going to use is this handle, which is also the battery, and as you can see, it's fully loaded right there, and it has a Ronin logo right here, and you can just hold it very steady in your hands. This is where you can connect the gimbal, and you can also, of course, use it with a tripod. At the moment, we're not using a tripod. We're going to use this one right here. So I'm going to add that already. So I'm just, there you go. So that part is done. Then what we also need in a few minutes is this plate right here. Basically, you put this plate in the gimbal like so, and then you put your camera 90 degrees like so, and then then you can very easily also remove the camera if that is required. So that is really nice as well. That is also something that we need. And here you have 2 additional parts, and I do see some comments, so I will be checking with that in a few seconds, guys. I also have this handle right here, which I don't use at the moment, but this handle allows you to also create these nice low-end shots so that you have a place to hold the gimbal. And we're not going to use it today, but there's also a holder for your smartphone right here as well. Very nice holder for your smartphone. So that's this side. I'm still using this because I'm very careful with my gear all the time. So I'm just gonna close this, and then I'm gonna check if there are some comments before I continue. Let me see. MT says, I just see you built yourself a small teleprompter. Looks great, and I'm sure it works very well. Yeah, that is right. So this is here you see a teleprompter right there, and this is just my old iPhone 10 that is acting as a way to basically I can look into the mirror, and I can just you know, talk to you and basically read what is there. Of course, I am using a piece of application for that, but that is the way that it basically works. It's very easy, and it's definitely something that is very helpful. And also, in the meantime, welcome to Raul. Welcome for being here. Great. Welcome for being here, indeed. Cool. All right. Let's go back to the unboxing because we have to speed up a little bit. So I do like the way that they did it, but this one is quite difficult to unwind. It's always a bit of a problem. So I will go. There you go. There, that's one. I would say it's a bit new, maybe. All right. Stay calm. Stay calm. I'm going to go to this shop because now I can talk to you in the meantime. So there you go. Why is this always happening like that? There you go. All right. So what can we see in the second part? So this is the second part. Cables galore, all kind of cables. So camera control cables right here, power cables right here, and also separate HDMI cables right here as well. So HDMI to micro HDMI, HDMI to HDMI, and HDMI to mini HDMI. So these are all there, which is great. So basically, if you purchase a Pro combo, you will have all of the cables there, which is really, really cool. But not all are. I actually added 2 for myself, but we're going to talk about those. I have to admit that the cables that I need for today, I've actually already put in separately. So this one and this one are not part of the box. So I'll just remove this one. So this one I need to for the controlling of the Raveneye. So that cable I really need. Then I've added this cable right here, which is an HDMI to micro HDMI for my Sony camera, which I purchased myself already. And this one is actually from the this one I also added by SmallRig. And basically they're both HDMI cables, but the cables, and fair enough, they do also get HDMI cables from DJI. The only thing is I need 2 to make this work. And if you wanted to get the other one, they were too short, because I want to add the high lens on top of it, and then the distance is too long for it to really work. On TV channel says, oh, oops, wrong. On TV says, loving the total unboxing breakdown of the DJI Pro kit supplies. Hovering over the Amazon Buy Now button as we use Speak Petra. That is really cool. Well, that is really, really cool. MT says the Raveneye sounds interesting. We'll see how it works. 170 euros. That ain't bad. But wait for it before you do that, because I need to talk about that. The Raveneye is this one. The Raveneye is part of the DJI ecosystem. So it will not work with any other branded gimbal. That's the first thing. Second thing is it is very picky if it comes to which gimbals it can work with. So it does work with the RS2. That's the one that I'm unpacking today. It does work with the RSC2, which is the compact version of the same year, the year of release. It's also a great gimbal, I've been told. However, I have decided to buy the next part up due to the fact that with the Hollyland 300 on top of it and a battery on top of it, and maybe bigger lenses in the future, I do want to have a system that can handle quite some load. So that is the reason why I've chosen for this one. And the previous one, I think it's called the SC and the SC2. These two also are these are also compatible. But the latter two, I need to verify that. But there are only 4 models that actually can be used with the Raveneye. So be careful. All right, moving back. So this is of course the gimbal itself. Let's remove that one. So this is how it comes. It's really nice. It's also really nice because it is actually, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. It's a really nice material, and it's heavy, but it is lighter than you think. That's basically what it is. All right, and then yeah, so this is basically everything. Below that, of course, there's nothing really below this one. But I'm still using this just to make sure that everything stays nice. Okay. We do need to remove some parts from this. There's a lot of pieces that make it, to make sure that it doesn't break or something. So I need to remove this one right here. So that this is exposed right here, these connectors. I can also remove this part right here so that the joystick is enabled. And then I can just put it on the battery holder. So I'm just aligning them like so, and boom, we're done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this one right here, and I'm gonna remove this part, or the case, so that I have some space to show you a little bit around. The zipper is quite an annoying thing, to be honest, but it can be something that's just because it's a bit of new that it's like that at the moment, but it will be better in a minute. I'm also considering to put some lubricant on it so that it can be a little bit better. All right, so this is then the gimbal, as you can see. I hope that you can see it. Yep, there you go. So this is what it looks like. This is what the front end looks like. Maybe I can put some light on it. Let me get a little bit of light there for you guys. That's purple light, but it's not really see. You cannot really see it. Let's go to the other camera. Let's remove this one. There you go. Let's go to that to this camera. I put this one a little bit lighter, so here you can see what that looks like right there. So you have the possibility to have like a joystick right here. You can hit record button on your camera, and basically those are the most important things. And here you can switch it on and switch it off. But before you switch it on or switch it off, you do need to do some other stuff. So what I can do, I think, let me see if I can do a quick, I'm going to create a quick picture-in-picture so that you guys can see what I'm saying. Let's do it this way. Let's go to there. Yes. Let me do this quickly for you guys so that you can actually see me. Let's take this one as the back end. Oh, no. That one. That one right there. And then put this one on top. Then edit. Then do some cropping. Cropping on this side. Like so. Cropping on that side like so. And then push me there. Alrighty. Okay, so now if I go here, there you go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the system, but before I can switch it on, it's all locked. And that's also what they say. You need to make sure that everything is locked before you travel with it. So in order to start to provide the camera and to balance it, I need to unlock it and put it into a, let's say, 0 position. So I'll do that right now. What I'll first will do is that there are these lock mechanisms right there, you can see right here. So if I just push it up, this part becomes available for reconnecting to another location. So that is done right now. Then I will do the same for this one. Make sure that that is also taken into account. And basically, I am already very happy with the setup, because with this setup, which I can show you right here, we can actually start to load the camera right there. So, but also the Raveneye can be put there. And if you see the Raveneye below, below, you see that it has this hot shoe mount. And this hot shoe mount comes really handy because I can actually put that on the bottom end of the sled. There you go. So now it is, I can just put these antennas on the side like so. So this is perfectly done like so. So maybe put it a little bit closer so you can see here the Raveneye is right there, and these are the antennas. The antennas can also be flipped a little bit like so. So there's a lot of flexibility there. And on this side, I can actually see the battery indicator, and there's also a password and that kind of stuff is also in here. That's right there. Here you see a lot of information on this Raveneye. So let's put that one in a way that you can actually see it. There you go. Let's grab my camera. No, let's first put this sled in there. So the idea is that the sled goes from this side on the back. So because the camera will be placed right here in the center of the system, so I will be putting it right here. And there is a nice wheel that you can use here, and you can just make sure that it's on a very nice location, for example here. And you can be very precise with this wheel. See, very precise, and that is really something that's handy. And you can also lock it. So now this part is locked, and you cannot change it here. One thing that I've learned, not because I've done it myself that way, but it's really important to note that once you have locked it, you don't want to use this wheel. That's not a good idea. I just figured out that I'm actually, if I look at this way route, I'm looking that way. So that's a bit of a bummer. So let's fix that. Yeah, let's fix that. I don't like that. So let me fix it quickly. So that's the beauty of this, so that I can just say I'm gonna put this one on the other side. Whoop. There you go. And the below will go that side. There you go. Wow, it's almost perfect. There you go. So now we're happy. All right, so let's see if there are some questions in the meantime. Right. MT says, picky. We've had a DJI at work, but don't know what model. I really like the tracking thing, so I will see what I have given. Sorry. So we'll see what we have to give us more. Yeah, exactly. Indeed. More opportunities for tracking the speaker, indeed. One TV channel says, did DJI supply you with this Petra for this overview, or have you purchased it yourself? I have purchased everything until now myself. I am not yet on the location that I get stuff for free. If I will get something for free, I will very clearly state that at the start of the show, and maybe I should say that indeed on the front of the show anyway. So no, this is purchased with my own hard-earned money. So no, definitely my own. Oh, Elon, that's a great idea. Use a wax candle and go over the entire zipper. That will be much easier to open. I agree. Thanks for that. And indeed, a good suggestion. A piece of hand soap would work also well. Silicone spray would also help, but it would not use it because it splatters all over and ruin the case. Definitely. I do like the wax thing. I will most likely do that. Thanks for that great idea. Okay, let's move on. All right, so we have successfully added this plate here. I will show you the front of the unit again, like so. Yeah, you can see that, right? Yeah. Okay, so that is where it is right now, and let's get the camera. So the camera of choice is this A61-100 by Sony. This is the model right here. And the only thing that I've added is this quick release plate for the DJI specifically. And that will allow me to put this camera in very easily. Maybe not that easy today because I'm not really sitting in front of it very handy, but let's try it anyway. So it's just a matter of putting it right here. Putting it into place, and I have locked it right here. So this is locked. So now you cannot go anywhere anymore. And now this camera is also part of the setup. There you go. Now, one thing that I've learned the hard way is that I don't want to start to use the gimbal right away. I want to first build the whole thing, and after it's all been built, then I can start to the gimbaling process to calibrate everything, because that is really the best way of doing that. So, but of course, I do need to start connecting the Raveneye. I'm gonna first add the Hudland Mars 300. So let me get that one. And basically, this is the HoloLens Mars 300, which is a wireless Wi-Fi system that you for HDMI, and there's a big battery right there. And I have also added the included horseshoe mount so that I can put it on the camera itself. But it is quite heavy because of the battery, of course. So that is the reason why I just said that it's important to make sure that wait, now I have to stand. There you go. There you go. Let's secure it for the sake of it. So it's secured, and I see that you cannot see everything at the moment. So I'll do a quick verification and a quick fix of my camera. Let me push the camera a little bit up. There you go. There you go. So now I can show you what it looks like right there. So this is the full setup without cables. So again, the Raveneye is right here. Again, that system does allow you to use it for active tracking. It allows you to see on the gimbal what the camera is seeing, and allows you to control the device via your phone. So that is what the Raveneye will do. This is just a standard Sony camera right here with a standard lens. It has a fantastic autofocus. That is the reason why I'm using the Sony a6100 on this gimbal. As a matter of fact, you're watching roughly the same camera. This is the a6400 right there. And on top of that, you can see the HoloLens Mars HDMI wireless transmitter and a Sony battery on top of it. And that is the whole setup, but not connected. So now we need to connect it. And I'm going to start with the cable that is provided by DJI. And there's a piece of plastic here in front of it. And there are three connectors here. The below one is the one that I need for this to work. But there's also one that controls the camera and controls the focus motor. So I'll just put this one right here, like there. And then I'll put this one right there. So now the Raveneye is connected via this wire, this connector. And then I need to start to connect the HDMI out of the HDMI out of the camera. I want to connect to the transmitter, and from the transmitter I want to connect it to the Raveneye. You note that from the transmitter to the Raveneye is quite a big distance. That's the reason why I have this cable, and this is not a cable that is directly provided by DJI, but it's just a small rig cable of, I believe it was 30 centimeters, and that will allow you to connect it. And then I have another cable, also HDMI to micro HDMI, that will allow me to do the other part. You do not need to have the HoloLens Mars 300 to make this work, but you do need to have something that passes through the HDMI cable, because you do need to have one piece of the signal going to the DJI Raven Eye, and the other part needs to go to your production. So that is the reason why I need to have something in between that splits the HDMI signal. You can also do this with a simple HDMI splitter, or maybe a microconverter by Blackmagic. So these are possibilities that you have as well. But this is a very nice part. And I do see a comment about delay. Yes, there is a delay, but because we're talking about people that are moving across the screen in a normal way, that renders the delay not really important for it to work. So before I connect it, let's check out if there are some questions that are important. Hey Jason, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Great of you to be here, all the way from Canada. How much weight is the DJI rated? That's a very good question. Let me verify that quickly for you. I don't know that by heart, but I can see that very quickly. Specs. The tested payload is 4.5 kilograms or 10 pounds, which is quite a lot. So that is what this beauty can do. So that's 4.5 kilograms and 10 pounds. And if you compare that with the RSC2, let me try to check that as well. The RSC2 can handle 3 kilograms. So it's 1.5 kilograms less, which is quite dramatic. Okay. Let me see what we have here. On TV channel says, I'm sure that you're careful. Did you research all the options available for the best value for money pro gimbal? Why is the DJI one of the final and why is that the final analysis? It's really the Raveneye, to be honest. That was the selling point for me. It was not so much the gimbal, because you can also use other gimbals that are really good. Though I have to admit that this is remarkably light, but yet still wide. I mean, the whole setup is quite heavy, of course, but it's remarkably light for how much you see. So that's also something to take into account. But the Raveneye was for me the big reason, and I could not just pick and choose whatever I wanted, to be honest. Indeed. Mr. Jan says, will you buy the Teradek Spark 4K set? Does it have any delay, which is amazing? I know it doesn't have a delay, but it's also quite expensive in comparison with this one. So I believe that the Spark is about 4 times as expensive as this one right there, which is quite a lot of serious money, especially for me. And I did see indeed that Alex did have a nice video on it, and I was really impressed. But I don't really want to do that. Jason says that purple HDMI cable, is that the Gerald Undone cable? Answer to that question is there. Yes, it is the Gerald Undone cable. Indeed. All right, that's, I think that we have. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the setup, and let's start to connect everything. Don't want to don't want to lose this piece of plastic, so let me put it right there. Okay. So this cable is a mini HDMI to HDMI. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put the HDMI side in the HDMI out of the transmitter. Now I need to, sorry, I have to be outside of the signal here. That's this one right here. That's that one. And this one has to go inside of the yeah, way around, Petra. Thank you. And into the HDMI in of the Raveneye. So now that one is connected right there. And let me put it back to the location that you can actually see something. And I have to do the same thing with the Sony camera. And again, I have to watch what I'm doing. So unfortunately, sorry guys. Now this one goes from the camera into the system. Let me see. That one goes there. Oh, all the way around, I think. Yes. to that one right there. There you go. So now you see the full setup right there. So this is what the whole setup looks like. And I really like it. I mean, it really looks like there's a lot going on, and that's exactly what is going on anyway. But now comes the hard part, and that's to make sure that everything is balanced. We always start, and that's where also the locking mechanism comes into play. And as you can see, I can lower this part like so. I can also put this sled back and forth if I want. I can even put this arm somewhere else, and I have here also a touch point. So let's start with the top position, and let's see what goes on. So I have to be careful a little bit. Yeah, see, it's starting to have the idea to step back. But this is not bad. It's a little bit too much, but it's definitely not bad. So let's go back. And of course, because it wants to go back, I have to push the sled to the front a little bit. So now we're going to unlock the sled. So now it's unlocked. And we're going to push it a little bit to the front. A little bit more to the front. All right. It starts to be quite nice. Maybe a little bit more. All right. Locking it in position. Let's see what happens if I do this. It stays. That's perfect. This is what we want to see. We want to see it an angle of 45, that it remains good. That is good. And this, let's see if that's also good. Perfection. Nothing to worry about. Let's lock this one into position again. So there's this locking mechanism here somewhere. Ah, there it is. It's locked. Next is this axis. So again, opening it up and see what happens. Very nice. It's also perfect. Also perfect. Now, of course, I already used it myself, so I think that's the reason why it's so perfect already. But there is a possibility. Let me lock this one and go the other route so that you can see what the possibilities are. So there is a possibility here to unlock it and push this part, this side, or that side. So you can do that right here. But that is not needed, unfortunately, for you guys. All right, so that's also perfect. And then this one, yeah, this is just obviously very perfect. Okay, so now everything is locked again, but now I can also start to switch it on. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go this route, and I'm going to switch on the transmitter. Oh, where is it? There it is. The transmitter is on. Turning on the camera. Like so. And then I'm gonna turn on the Raveneye. Raveneye is also switched on. A little bit longer than that. Yep. And then I'm gonna, now I have to unlock everything. So I have to unlock this one. Unlock this one. Unlock this one. Because you don't want to switch on the DJI without, so now everything is unlocked. And I'm gonna then switch on the DJI. And if all is well, you will see something happening here. A little bit longer. It's, you have to, there you go. States DJI. Boom. It's already working. See? And of course you have here, it's now calibrating. I think think that they didn't like what I did just now. Let me make sure that it's let's start again. I was a little bit too fast. Of course you need to calibrate it up front, so I'll do that right now. Let me think. So it's healthy, it states, and let's check where to. So here you see that I have here the camera in the screen below as well. So that is the reason why it's so beautiful, and why you can then use this for active tracking as well. So here you go, and indeed you can use the joystick to change it. So slow, fast. It's a very nice. Of course you can go down and up again as well, and that is a very nice. There you go. Let's put it back into the position. There. That is that part right there. So let's go back to this, and let's see if there are some questions before I start to go into the application. Looks like rigging a Steadicam. I think that that's basically what it is indeed. Yeah, I think that that's correct. All right, so now without further ado, let's start the application. So I have connected my phone also to this combination, and yeah, because we're modern and we can do a lot of things. Now I'm considering to maybe change it again. Let me see. I'm gonna do this live. Why not? Because you guys also like me to fiddle around live. So what I'll do is I am gonna change this setup again to a better solution for now. So what I'll do now is that I will add my phone to the mix. Let's see. Then this one will become my phone, and I will do a crop. Like so, and a crop like there, and let's start DJI. There you go. And now I need to flip this one. Yeah, that'll work. I think that'll work. All right. Okay, so on the right hand side you see me. On the left hand side you see my setup here, and it's all connected. So I can, if everything is fine, I can just even connect to the RS2. What did it say? Connecting. Bluetooth permission required. Okay. This is a little bit awkward. So, okay, well, now let's talk about the awkward things of the system. So the gimbal likes to use the Bluetooth. Raveneye does not like Bluetooth. So I can connect to it. But if we want to stick around with Raveneye, I don't want to do that. So I'm a bit like, what should I do now? Okay, I'm going to ask you, what do you like me to do? Do you want me to show also the gimbal itself, or do you want to go immediately to the Raveneye, so that because that is my use case? Let me know. So A, Raveneye, B, gimbal. I will take some time for you to react, because it's for me just a few minutes additionally, but I want to make sure that you guys want that. There you go. Yeah, I totally agree with that statement. Huh? So it's a nice PTZ for low money. Definitely. I agree 100% of that. But of course, you do need to have a camera already. But if you have a camera lying around, which is great, like this one that I already have, then this would be very, very good. Huh? And it's also portable and it's less static. Yeah. So with the gimbal, that's what Jason says. Okay. Then that means that I need to switch on the Bluetooth part. Okay. Okay, enable. So now I need to go to Bluetooth there. And then I'll go back. And then if I say connect, it finds my my gimbal. I'm selecting it. And gimbal connected to Raveneye. Yeah. So now it's connected. But it doesn't. It also says that it does not have, the possibility to use the Raveneye at the moment. So it's one or the other. I can do a balance test now. Begin test. So now it's going to test. Gimbal incline insufficient balance test cannot be completed if the gimbal is not held at an incline. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Begin test. So it's now at an incline. Okay, one more time. Testing. It's not working the way that I wanted. Oh, that's what it means. This is what it means. Sorry. Yeah, great stuff. Not today. Motor parameters. You can see exactly what the tilt is, what the roll is, what the pan is. I can run the auto tune concept here. Okay. So now it's going to do the auto tune. So it's doing all kinds of wiggling and that kind of stuff. I don't know if you hear that, but there's a lot of noise. But now it's auto-tuned, so now it's also perfect, which is great. And of course, I can also go to advanced, so I can also say something about the stiffness and about the strength. I can do that right here. I can check the status of the things. The checklist I can verify. Bluetooth connection is on. Camera control cable is at the moment off. So that is something that I cannot do specifically on my camera. But if I would have for example, a Blackmagic pocket camera, I can change, for example, the focus. I can change a lot of different topics there, which is really, really cool. For me, honestly, the gimbal part is a little bit minimized. But with the Raveneye, again, it's really, really great. So you can also have the virtual joystick here, and you can just change it, change the position. So now I can change it like so. I can change it. So this is all from the application itself, like so. Make sure that everything is centered again. I can do a panorama shot. I can do if I want it, which I'm not going to do now. I can do gaming control, which means that if I press gaming control, I can actually use a game control unit to use this to connect with this one. So if I have a PlayStation 4 or Xbox controller, I can use that, which is really cool. And of course, tracking as well. But for me, of course, the Raveneye is indeed the thing that actually made me want to go this route. So I will now connect to the Raveneye. But in order to do that, I need to disconnect from the DJI Ronin. And I also need to remove the Bluetooth, because otherwise it will not work. I know that. Also, wait for it. I also need to go to the Wi-Fi and go from my internal Dagobah Wi-Fi system to the Raveneye connection right here. and it is now connected. And now if I go back to the application, I can actually start to utilize the setup. But now you cannot really see it. So now I'm gonna remove this part from the link. Wait, let me go back to myself first. Let's fix this one right here. Where is it? Yeah, that one. Let's let me think how to do that, guys. Give me a few seconds to consider the best way of showing it to you. Okay, I have an idea. So I will go here. I will be removing. No, I will fix this one. I will remove the crop. Remove the crop. Like so. Then I will change the zoom. Putting it right there. Yeah, bear with me just a bit. I'm almost there. And I will also do something here. We'll also remove the crop here. And we'll change the zoom here. And then make sure that this is there. And then it's almost perfect. I'm gonna do it with this. Now the only thing is that I need to put this one right there. And let's go. There you go. So now you can see everything that I see. So this is what is on my phone right here. So you can see that also there. So this is exactly the phone. And let me just walk you through what you can see here. So first and foremost, let's zoom in to the phone first a little bit. So I am going to zoom there. So this is what I see right here. So I can of course have a virtual joystick here. So let's do that. Also, I think that I need to press this button. No, that is that one right there. Oh, sorry for that. There you go. That's one. So let's go back. So let's remove this one. So the second one, the second on the left, this one right here, that one will pop up this slide at the end, and you can see enable force mode. You can have joystick, enable focus control, and active tracking orientation. Now, I do like to enable the joystick. What that does is that if you see here, you see that there's a gray circle below, and I can now just change the setup, and you can actually see yourself right there, your comments right there, and this is the way that I can do whatever I like. If I don't like this setup and I want to change it, I can actually just press. I'm trying to now. Don't have enough. Let me go this route a little bit more so that you can actually see. Oh, whoa! My bad, guys. There you go. So now, if I press this button, it goes back to a straight connection. All right. So that is what you can do with that joystick. But there's more what you can do. You can also go into this mode right here. This allows you to add some zebras. So on the right hand side there, you see a zebra, which says that it's too white. But you can also remove that, of course. You can use false colors to verify some information. You can also use focus lines so that you know what is exactly in focus. And that's what you do with this one right here. And of course, this is a lot. You can actually add a lot if you want. If you're, for example, I could use the S-Lock in this particular area, but for this particular use case, not needed. And then I can use false colors to verify if everything is the way that I want it to be. So that is basically everything that you have here. You can, of course, record via this application as well. That is possible by just hitting the red circle on the right. But for this use case, that is not really strictly needed. So these are very short, the possibilities. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to move the camera to me so that it sees me. There you go. It's a little bit close, but that's the way it goes. And I will make sure that that's going a little bit lower and it is seeing me. I do like that, to be honest. All right, so now it sees me and I am in picture. And what it can now do is that if I remove this part right there, I can start to put my face, I can select my face. So you can see me below here on the big screen. You can see what I do on the phone. You can see the phone itself and you can see me in one go. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actively track myself. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I'm centered. Because if I start active tracking, it actively tracks me where I am in the picture. So if I'm on the left, like I am right now, then it will remain on the left the whole time. If I go in the center, I have more headspace and it will try to keep me in the center of the screen. So I will try to check myself, and then I'm just doing this and letting go. So now it has me in its arms. I'm going to remove the phone, and if I just move this side, it will automatically start moving to me. And you guys can see it via the phone. I can also show it to you via the transmitter, but this is basically the same thing. So it's following me. And if I would go a little bit down, it will also go down a little bit with me. Go higher, we'll go up and go this right. As you can see, it's quite slow, but I have the possibility to make it more fast. So now I do like 6 because it's smooth. See, it's quite smooth. I can actually go further if I would like to. And if I go back, it will still follow me. So that's really cool. But now I want to change the speed that it does it with. So now I have here active speed to 6. I'm going to put it to, let's say, 10. 10. All right. So now, if I'm back in screen, I can go like so. I will remain fast. It will stay focused to me. It's really fast, but it will might lose me sometimes, as you can see, if you're really fast. But still, it's really great, right? No hands. So that is the way that that active tracking works. And this is really, for me, very important. And especially if you are using this part right here, and you want to make sure that you're in picture, that makes it really, really great. So let me see if there are some questions before I go the other route. Let's make this bigger. Let me see. Okay, so A and B, I actually did both, so that's okay. So I went through the gimbal. The gimbal for me, again, is quite limited if it comes to the application, due to the fact that I have not added the focus ring. And I also didn't add the camera control. And the reason behind it is that for the Sony camera, the camera control is really only limited to starting and stopping the recording. That's all it can do. But if I would have a Blackmagic pocket camera, it can also set the focus. It can also maybe even, I thought it could also zoom. It can do a lot more than this can do. But you did see how cool the Raveneye is. It's still tracking me. It's really unbelievable. I can show it to you again. So this is on my phone again, still tracking me, and it remains tracking me all the time. And it wants me to be in the center of the screen, and that is very handy for you know, the possibilities that you have, right? Okay. Big likes, says Digital Creators. Yes, please like this video, and also if you want to support the show, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And also, if you like to support me other ways, there is also always the possibility for that super chat. The DJI dance, like the PTZ camera dance at startup. Yes, definitely, but this one is more controlled indeed. Graham says, can you get Companion or the Stream Deck software to control the gimbal? I have not tried that out yet. At the moment, I doubt that, to be honest, Graham, but yeah, we can definitely figure that out. It might be really good. And MT says also, I could not find any support for the Companion page for the DJI, but it would be great for sure. I agree 100%. That would be great. Digital Creation says, we bought a $500 PTZ and operate with Stream Deck with generic OSC commands, but these ID is but these ideas is demonstrating is great. Yes, indeed. Indeed, you can also utilize a PTZ camera app on the iPhone in some cases, indeed. Graham says, if you are walking around on a stage, how well would it cope with you turning away from it? As long as the active tracking object remains in frame, it will follow. And it will also follow me on the back of my hand, off my head even. Maybe I can show that, because that's really great. It will know that I'm that person. Let me show that to you again via this. There you go. So you can still see me right there. So if I would turn around, now I don't see anything, but it should be following me still. Right? It did follow me, right? So that is really cool that's possible right there. It's very smart, very smart. How far is the reach of the tracking? The huddle cam and sample cam is rated for about 30 feet. I do not know, to be honest, MT. I have tried it also from the other side of my living room already, and that is really great. I have not used this in a corporate setting yet, but I'm pretty confident that this is working in a corporate setting. So I will be using it ASAP on this one. E2Z do a good tracking video using this method also. I don't know them. I might be tempted to look at that then. Interesting to see that. Okay. I presume that A2Z is YouTube channel. The app is also available for Android. There's also a Windows app available on their page as well. Wow, that's really great. This package looks like it's far better option than a PTZ option for more flexibility. Yeah, that's really the reason why I like it so much. It's very flexible. And again, I'm just going to go back to this slide right here so you can see that it's still just there and it's still following me. I can do whatever I like. I can stand up. As long as I keep in frame, it should be following me. There you go. It's falling down. So it's really, really powerful. And it can be very, very jibbery. Yeah. So if I go like to 24, it's going to be quite jibbery, like boom, boom, boom. That is not what you want. Huh? So for me, I think that 6 or 7 was the best. It's nice and smooth. It remains, it follows me in a very nice way, a very natural way, as if a person that, a cameraman or woman would be following me. So that's what I like. Petra, you just got some interference in your audio. Not that often. Oh, that might be because of the Go XLR. So I'm using the Go XLR, and they have been pushing out firm updates. And since that firm update, the last one of a week ago, I am running into some issues. I have no doubt in my mind that it will be fixed soon, because I did see on that computer that there is a firmware update just half an hour before I went live. So I'm not going to do that today, but I will be installing it, and I hope that that will be working then. But indeed, it might be not 100% perfect. Quick Text Solutions, or Tony, says, hey Petra, just joining. I'll definitely watch the replay. Yes, you should. So yeah, I think that to show it one more time. So this is the reason why I bought it, really, so that I can sit back and do my production, be 100% focused to the production, having the possibility to watch over to a computer, so that I make sure that I have the correct slide available or the correct video available. But in the meantime, that's at least I know that somebody is paying attention to the talent or to the presenter, and you can just have your hands free, and you are you know for sure that everything will be working perfectly. So that is what I have in store for you today. Moving back to our slide deck right here. We did talk today about a few things. We, of course, after the welcome and check-in, we did talk a little bit about the impression video. We talked about the main topic of today. We did a full unboxing of the DJI Ronin Ronin RS2. Ronin RS2. The Ronin RSC2 is roughly the same as this one, but has a less loads that it can handle. This is 4.5 kilograms or 10 pounds. The other one is only 3 kilograms. And we also did a quick walkthrough of the application. I did show you also the gimbal application, and I did show you that it was a little bit limited for my use cases because of my camera that I'm using. But the the Raveneye, the thing that actually allows me to do active tracking, is really, really gorgeous. So that is what we had in store for today. Let's talk about what you can see next week. Well, I was considering what I can do next week, and I think that I have something that might be of interest to you. So please let me know. Please let me know if you would like me to do a top 10 pieces of gear next week. And I am considering to have a top 10 on a one-person corporate event for next week. So top 10 piece of gear for a corporate gig, where I will indeed remove my phone from the mixer. It might be the reason why. So thanks. Good suggestion. All right, stepping back again. So a top 10 of one-person enterprise gig, or alternatively the top 10 for a mobile taekwondo stream. So please let me know, would you like to see a one-person corporate event, top 10 of gear that I use there, or a top 10 of gear that I use for a taekwondo if I would be mobile? So not in my studio, but somewhere else. A hint, they're very close to each other, but there are differences. So let me know what you think. Anyway, that's all that I had in store for you today. Of course, I need to, before we close off, we also need to close off the system. I want to be 100% perfect from that perspective. So I will be now pushing this one back. It's still trying to focus on me. That's a bit of a bummer, because I'm going to now just switch it off. So now the gimbal is switched off, and I'm going to this side of things. I'm going to switch off the Raveneye. 1, 2, 3. Gone. Switching off the camera. And switching off, of course, the Hollyland, which is still switched on here. And now everything is off. Of course, everything is still wiggly, etc. So we're gonna lock things in place. So this one is locked. This one is now locked, and this one is also now locked. So now it's not going to go anywhere. I can remove these or put these antennas back, and now we're back to the end of the show. So yes, let me know what you want to see. We have would be great to see the top 10 for corporate events. MT says also QuickTech Solutions says corporate events, and Taekwondo Mobile says the Digital Creation 2012. That's 2 says to 3. A little bit more, but at the moment it seems that corporate event will be the winner for this. So yeah, I will be working on that then starting tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for your attendance. I really appreciate you for taking your time. Next week I will be back with a pre-recorded video. That means that it's going to be roughly 8 to 10 minutes long. That is at least my idea about those kind of videos. I will be live available for comments and that kind of stuff. And of course, the week after, I will be back live. So it's a flip-flop mechanism. So 1 week live, next week is then recorded, and then I'm back live. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you for being here. Again, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and if you really want to support my show, then also there is the possibility for a super chat. Graham Rule says, I like to see both. Tell you what. Okay, let's do this, Graham. Let's do this. Next week, we're going to do the top 10 corporate events, pieces of gear. And next month, so in about 4 weeks from now, we'll do the same thing for a mobile taekwondo studio. What do you think? Is that a way to make that better for you guys? Then I'll do that. Veal says, thank you so much. Well, thank you so much as well. Also, MT, thank you very much for being here. Also, being here from, on time as always, even a few minutes before. As always, a great show and very informative. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Also, everybody, thank you so much. I will see you next week, and I will leave you with, of course, the start of the show like I always do. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.